Hello everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we're back with another brand new video. Now today's video is going to be a very strange video to actually break down because it's 3 points in the bank. There's a clean sheet in there. That's it. That's all we're looking to say. Take care of yourselves everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye. Now, all joking and all that aside, ladies and gentlemen, I think we'll have the exact same fault up here in the noggin. We well and truly got away with that one because did we deserve to get all 3 points from that game of football that lasted 96 minutes versus Dundee? No. No, we never. But does that fact bother me at all? No, it doesn't, ladies and gentlemen, because we went ahead and extended the lead at the top of the table. We got that win, and that's the only thing that matters because it's a result-driven business, and these are the type of games that gets you trophies at the end of the season when you can play as badly as we played in that game and gift the amount of opportunities and chances we gave away, but come away with all 3 points. That's a tremendous result for us. Not a tremendous performance, but a tremendous result. Absolutely, because how many years have we sat here, me and you, and talked about how fantastic we played? Oh, we had 20 shots, we had 17 on target, we played brilliant, but we got pegged back late on in the game and we drew it and we didn't get all 3 points. How many times have we said that? Exactly, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes football can be very, very cruel and we've had our fair share of that. So forgive me if I'm sitting the other side looking at a game of football there. We shouldn't have won after a week on Sunday where Motherwell scored their only shot on target to peg us back and take 2 points. Fairs. Forgive me if I'm sitting here with a smile on my face and I'm going to sleep very happy tonight that we came away with all 3 points. And with that being said, I think it's perfect opportunity now to get into this game recap and relive that crazy 96 minutes. So strap yourselves in because it's going to be a very interesting one. Well, we do go ahead and do the old game recap. By the way, if you didn't mind helping the old channel out by smashing that like button, it does help these days with YouTube changing their notification system, and subscribing if you're new as we try and chase down 56k. It's a bit of a battle right now and we're battling our way just like Rangers are battling towards their own 56. So let's try and make that bad boy happen at the exact same frickin' time. But to the actual game recap we go then, shall we? And I think if you go back and you reflect on the starting 11 coming into this game, it was exactly what we predicted in yesterday's preview video. So shout out to everyone who watches those. You got a wee spoiler alert for the exact starting 11 that went ahead and be played. But I'll be honest with you, I was expecting that starting 11 to start a hell of a lot quicker than we actually did, because it's got to be said from the very first whistle, the team that was asking the questions was Dundee, and that almost shook us a little bit in the opening 10 minutes where we defended for the most part solid enough because they had an early set piece. I think 2 of them actually in the opening 4 minutes where we done okay at defending, but the longer the opening 10 minutes went and the more we continued to gift them the ball back, the closer they came, and that led us directly to the 8th minute where it is a corner kick. They whip it, it kind of falls to the back post and it falls to Lee Griffiths, but he headers it down to the ground and it's clutched lovingly by John McLaughlin. That was the first warning sign and the first chance for the defence to actually wake up. But as you'll see, they never. Because just 4 minutes after Dundee having a free header on goal, they were back at it as the ball comes out from Fontaine and he has 2 attempts to whip it in. I think Joe Aribo can get much quicker out there and put a lot more pressure on, but he doesn't react quick enough. Again, we've talked about that before, him in that midfield role, despite what he does, and attacking wise in that midfield role, it obviously doesn't suit him. He doesn't get out there close enough, and to be fair to Dundee and the Dundee player, it's a wonderful left-footed kind of dipping cross right to the back post, and it falls for yet another free header for Dundee. But this one is a lot better save than McLaughlin originally makes it look, because he's positionally so spot on that it makes it look like a very easy save. But if you go back and you look at it, that's all just down to his positioning that's making that look as comfortable as it actually did. So GG's to McLaughlin. But I don't know if it was the save or the barking that was going on from the players, because Connor Goldson was very vocal, Lundstrom was very vocal. They were trying to get the players all G'd up, and then for once we actually showed what we are capable of when we are actually on the ball and we're passing with purpose and we're not taking 752 touches between us actually having the ball and giving it to someone else. When we ask questions and we play as quickly as we can show what a team we are, and this is real brilliance here, because it originally starts with John Lundstrom winning the ball back very, very early, again reading that danger, and he zips the ball right out to Tavernier, who drives the ball forward right to Alfredo Morelos. So what Morelos does here, honestly, is absolutely sensational, because he flicks it and he lifts it up over the defence and he drops it right into the path of Joe Aribo, who again shows when he's in and around that box, he is so damn dangerous. I love his first touch and I love the way he opens his body up. We all know he's hitting it with his left foot and he just lifts it beyond the diving goalkeeper to get a 1-0 in this game that wasn't deserved even up to that point. But again, it shows our quality when we actually play fast and ask teams questions rather than playing that rigid, predictable tap that we've played for the majority of this season. And that goal definitely sparked us and we started to play our best football, and I think that's when we started to get the ball to Hadji a lot here, because he has one moment where he does a kind of back heel flick around the corner, it drops to Alfredo Morelos inside the box, and his eventual shot after about 3 touches yet again, by the way, is a fantastic block from the Dundee defence, just throwing their bodies on the line. And honestly, from the highlights we're going to speak about today, there's even more chances for Dundee when they've just fired themselves right in front of it. They defended their goal almost like they were recreating the scene for the Two Towers, ladies and gentlemen, in Lord of the Rings. They were just giving it their absolute haul, falling back to Helm's Deep, and that's the way they protected their goal, because we didn't get many shots and targets in this game, but we still had chances for shots. They just never allowed them and blocked absolutely everything. But as we started to ask a wee bit of questions, you could see where Dundee were really threatening, and that was the long ball counter-attack. And I'm going to give a wee bit of credit here, first of all, to Golton, who had a very good sort of blocking header at this point early in the game, and I'm thinking, right, he's going to have a good game. Yeah, it didn't quite go that way, ladies and gentlemen. But also so did Balogun with a long sort of through ball, and they're trying to find Griffiths here, and the first touch by Big Balogun is honestly sensational. He brings it down, and that's really good defending. And I'm sitting back going, you know what, if my 2 centre-backs are playing like that, it's going to be an easy afternoon while we're 1-0 up. That's well and truly as good as it got from the 2 centre-halves, because 5 minutes after that, round about the 20th minute, Lee Griffiths has another opportunity, and this one is such an underappreciated save because there's bodies in front of McLaughlin, and Griffiths hits it about as well as he could with a dipping left-footed volley. It's gone right in the bottom corner, but again McLaughlin gambles, he anticipates, and his position is absolutely spot on because he gets down there despite it being in a crowd of bodies, and it keeps this at 1-0. But Dundee's pressure continued because less than 50 seconds after them forcing McLaughlin into that fantastic save, once again defensively all over the shop, Golton caught in no man's land, Balogun coming over to cover for him, and then there's like honestly about 50 yard space between Balogun and Bassey, and Dundee take advantage of that, where again Lee Griffiths is sort of floating about in around the box and he cuts inside, and thankfully his shot is absolutely garbage and McLaughlin can easily save it. But that's about 5 or 6 warning signs in the opening 25 minutes of this game. And you know what's really scary and Sia on the plump bag region and for these grey hairs? That was 5 warning signs in the opening 25 minutes. We didn't adjust or change anything the whole game. It was almost like we were playing with lag. If you've ever played like FIFA or PES or anything like that online, and you know how you press a button and it takes a second to actually do it, that's what we were doing at the back. I mean, Connor Golton is trying to header it back to McLaughlin, even though Lee Griffiths is running there and you quite clearly see him in between that. You've then got Leon Balogun trying to do a pass in the middle of the park. Not only is there a player standing in front of John Lundstrom, but there's also a player right in front of Connor Golton, and we get away with it like that because the bounce off actually falls very lucky to us. We actually get a cheeky little deflection in our favour, by the way, but it was filled with moments like that, like moments when you're going, oh no, and you could crunch a walnut with the old Jacksy. But again, ladies and gentlemen, when we do want to play quickly and we play fast flowing attacking football, we can carve open and create chances, because this is one of the few times that Bassey, for me, actually got the ball forward at the right time. He gives it to Kamal Roof, and Roof takes a wee touch, he flicks it up over the defender, Davy Cooper-esque, if you will, but then his resultant touch inside the box and finish was anything but that great man's goal, as I think he snatches at it, and that's so unusual for him, because how many times have we seen him pick a corner and put that away? But after doing the hard part and being in on goal, he just rifles it high, and it's very comfortable for the keeper. But before we get to the incident that you know we're going to speak about, we need to jump to the 55th minute of this game, where I thought we nearly had an absolute screamer for John Lundstrom, as Taverny whips in a very dangerous ball to the back post. It gets flicked on by the goalkeeper, or I think Connor Golton's going to get there, but Golton reads it and reacts quickly. He finds John Lundstrom at the edge of the box, who takes one touch to set himself, and when with his weak foot curls one that I think has gone right in the breadbasket, but it's a fantastic save by the old Dundee goalkeeper, and we nearly had a carbon copy of that 10 minutes later as well, by the way. But before we get there, the 58th minute of this game, or I should say the 57th minute originally, because we didn't learn from that long ball in behind the fullback at all. There was no adjustments made, no changes made in the second half to the tactics. We played the exact same open way, didn't put any pressure in midfield, and it nearly came back to bite us in the you-know-what-ski, where it's a fantastic ball, and I'll give a lot of credit, right, because when Connor Goldson does it, I talk up and everything like that, so full credit to the Dundee player. It's a wonderful long through ball, and unlike Scott Wright in his last two games, when Goldson's put him through, the Dundee's player is absolutely brilliant with his first touch. He gets in on the goalkeeper, he flicks it over them, it's a penalty kick. John McLaughlin is yellow carded, and you're sitting back thinking, oh man, this is Sarah, honestly, we're just going to get caught here, and we deservedly getting caught, and that's probably what stings even more. And then you see Jason Cummins stepping up to actually take the penalty kick, and you're going, oh no, here we go, here's the memes writing themselves. But the cum dog steps up and shows he's still got this in the ticker, because he hits it straight down the middle, and big saucy John McLaughlin has a McLaughlin moment as he throws the size 58 feet at it and clears it despite him diving the other way. A fantastic save by John McLaughlin just when we needed him. The big man steps up. But a couple minutes ago I talked about a carbon copy of a set piece. It's clearly something we're targeting. We're once again Tavernier, wonderful ball in from the set piece. This time Connor Goldson picks the ball up at the edge. He finds Lundstrom, but Lundstrom can't get the shot away. But what he can do is deliver an inch perfect cross to the back post where Balogun is up against the right back, and in my opinion your centre half should be dropping that boy on his arse and bursting the back of net. But unfortunately no one's got the aerial prowess at Katic, because we lose out to the fullback. But for me, that's as big of an opportunity as we created in the second half, having that mismatch, having the ball right there. But again, the changes that were made did add some more pace and it did add more threat, but it was the real turning point for me when Bacuna came on the park, because I think when he came on, he just had something about him, like the ball just seems to fall to him all the time. He seems to have that wee bit of lady luck as well when he does try a skill and it doesn't come off, it hits off somebody and then comes back to him, and he started to add a bit more control in the game, and that leads us to the 81st minute where we had yet another major opportunity, and surprise to surprise, it comes from John Lundstrom, not only doing an interception, to win the ball back when Dundee's looking to counter, but he then gets on the ball, nice wee combination play with Bacuna. He then runs down the left hand side, beats one, beats two, gets by the Virgin, picks out Sakala 6 yards out, unleash the shot, ask the keeper a question, but we take 15 touches, we end up trying to pass it out and the chance goes away. And honestly, that is my biggest pet peeve of this entire season, because I look at this game, right, and I think back to Hamilton last season, identical. We go nothing really for the game, the goalkeeper making 7 or 8 saves, it's identical to that game. But this season especially, we seem to do this thing where none of our players want to just take a snapshot, they all want to take a touch. I don't know if that's a lack of confidence going up front because the goals aren't exactly flowing freely, but there seems to be an issue with pulling the trigger, because Sakala has 1, Joe Aribo had 4 in the game inside the box, Kamara had 2, Alfredo Morelos had 1 that we've already talked about. I think if we just start shooting when these chances are created rather than taking a touch and trying to make it too safe, we'll be punishing teams because someone's due a spanking. It was nearly us today, so we really need to sharpen up our attacking going forward. But aye, that's it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. For me, if you're talking man of the matches overall, I think John McLaughlin certainly wins that. When you save a penalty, when you keep a clean sheet and you make 5 or 6 point blank saves as well from free headers, I think you are deserving. But if you're talking about outfield player, the other player that really stepped up for me again was John Lundstrom. And again, I'm still seeing hate for him, and I don't even understand it. Surely you want to support the players that pull on and they wear this jersey. I don't know why some people just didn't like him. Maybe you can explain it to me in the comments. But for me, it was another very strong, very assured performance in the middle of the park. Power, bite, and he done the Davis role again perfectly, in my opinion. So I've not got any complaints with him. But I'm looking at my other midfielders now. I'm looking at Glenn Kamara. I love him, absolutely. But we need a wee bit more for him, and again going forward we need a hell of a lot more for our players. But it certainly wasn't a great performance. I think the entire back line was just off tonight. That's including Tavernier, despite putting in a couple of very good set pieces, etc. Defensively, he got skint by the wee fullback 3 or 4 times late on in the game as well. It was not a good day at all for the defence. The only 2 players that really played to the standard, in my opinion, and that's me saying that despite aribo scoring, was McLaughlin and Lundstrom. What about you? Let me know down there in the old comment section below, and if you do that, I will be speaking to you very, very shortly. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I've been TJ092, that's been Rocky Boy Johnson. I'm out here, take care of yourselves, all the best, and bye-bye.